What's up, everyone? We are live at 5. It's Thursday, May 28th. I'm Paul Montour.
I'm Beth Stevens.
We're joined, as always, by Caitlin Moynihan.
Hello, everybody.
How are things, Caitlin? Like your headband?
Thank you. It's in honor of the Queen.
Yes. We do love our queens. Hey, Beth, who's here today?
Well, we have royalty with us today. Adrianna Hicks from Six, the musical, is with us.
Yes, fantastic.
And I'm sure the Queendom will join us.
Yeah, your daughter is a big fan, as are many people. We have to talk about everything, see what she's been up to, and obviously Six has a huge fan base. I feel like the fans are really hungry for Six to come back. So I'm sure Adrianna is as well. We'll find out everything, but first, today's news.
Ryan Murphy dropped some surprising and exciting news today.
Yes, he did. Ryan Murphy, Broadway fan, Tony-winning producer, and Emmy-winning everything producer, wrote a tribute to the late Larry Kramer, who passed away yesterday of pneumonia at the age of 84. And Ryan says he has procured the stage rights for The Normal Heart and The Destiny of Me, which are Larry Kramer's masterworks. Of course, The Normal Heart was adapted into an HBO film that Ryan Murphy was a part of, produced. And so he's very familiar with the property, and he says he'd like to do these two plays on Broadway in rep. The Destiny of Me was the follow-up play to The Normal Heart. The Normal Heart was a 1985 play about Ned Weeks, very thinly veiled autobiographical play, and then The Destiny of Me went on with that character, and it was written in 1992, and it was a Pulitzer finalist. So
Destiny of Me has never been on Broadway, and
That's
Normal
right.
Heart was on Broadway for the revival. That how many years ago was that?
Right.
What's that noise?
Do you hear that noise? Sorry, I am near my window. Okay, so, and this is New York City realness.
New York City, I love it. A moment.
So The Normal Heart was done originally in 1985 off Broadway at the Public Theater. Then the revival was in 2011, very starry, that won the Tony for Best Revival, though it had never been on Broadway. The Destiny of Me was done at Circle Rep. Paul, remember Circle Rep? Back in 1992, downtown, and it has never been on the Great White Way. So that will be a first for that play.
Cool. Awesome. I'm excited to see what happens.
And this Tony-winning duo has a new project in the works, having us say to life.
So that's clever. So this Tony-winning duo is Stephen Levinson and Tommy Kail. You know them. Stephen Levinson, of course, wrote
I know them well.
Tommy Kail did a show called Hamilton. He did a show called In the Heights. He's done a lot of shows. But they did
together. Fosse Verdon together.
Beth, I was getting there. Stop stepping on my news story. And they did Fosse Verdon together.
Thank you.
On FX. And of course, that was fantastic. So now, this was shocking news. We found out that they are going to make a new Fiddler on the Roof film. Interesting. MGM is working on this. And this is like this. And so Stephen Levinson read a new screenplay. I'm really into this because I always found the original Fiddler film a little musty.
Yeah.
I mean, it's from that era of film where the films kind of don't look fresh.
It's from the 70s.
70s. That's what it was called, the 70s. I thought it was in the late 60s. Anyway.
It was 1971, I think.
Okay, all right. Okay. Anyway, so this is exciting. So maybe it'll be a whole new, fresh. I think that this is obviously a beloved musical. I think this is a great, a lot of times, like West Side Story, a lot of people said, like, really? We're doing West Side Story again? Which I'm excited for the new West Side Story. But Fiddler on the Roof, I'm like, absolutely. Make a new one. Freshen it up. I'm into it. I love it. Let's see it. Get it done.
Exciting.
Yes. And we got some big stars hanging out for the Drama Desks.
Okay, so the Drama Desk Awards are having their 65th annual ceremony. It's coming up on May 31st, hosted by our friend, New York One personality, Frank DeLella. And they have announced who will be making appearances. So some of these people will be making appearances in God knows what way, and some people will be presenting awards. James Corden, Audra McDonald, Titus Burgess, Kristen Chenoweth, Alan Cumming, Beanie Feldstein, Santino Fontana, Renee Elise Goldsberry, Jesse Tyler Ferguson, Jane Krakowski, Patti LuPone, take a minute. Cynthia Nixon, Ashley Park, Andrew Rannells, Ali Stroker, and Susan Stroman. They are all famous. Pretty impressive. So check out the full list of nominees on Broadway.com and tune in on May 31st to see who won.
And look, you were just talking about her. We just summoned a photo of Patti LuPone.
I always feel like I need a moment when I say her name.
Yeah, and some big old names are going to help celebrate this past season of Broadway.
Yeah, so there's a lot of special events happening coming up. Obviously, we're doing our little show of shows. Broadway.com salutes the Tonys on the 7th. And the New York Times is doing something called Offstage, opening night. And this is a live event. You just love when I say colon.
I love when you do
celebrating the 2019-2020 season. Stars will perform, discuss songs, scenes, and stories that defined the season. This is really sort of a look back on the year, kind of like the Tonys would have been, but probably in a more New York Times kind of smart, intellectual. I mean, the New York Times, and they have amazing people. It's on the 11th. This is happening on the 11th at 7 p.m. And this will be a new thing called Offstage. It's a new digital series on the theater arts from the New York Times. And I'm most excited about this. So Patti LuPone, Katrina Lenk, and all the sirens outside of Beth's apartment. Normally we hear Stokes singing outside your
I guess
apartment.
there's some emergencies on the Upper West Side today.
Well, okay.
I don't know.
Hopefully everyone's fine. Patti LuPone, Katrina Lenk, and the cast of Company, they're going to do the opening number, which is fun. Da-da, da-da, Bobby, baby, Bobby, booby, all that. Adrienne Warren, who you love from Tina, she's doing something. And there's going to be a discussion about slave play with Jeremy O'Hara's, something from Brooklyn North Country with Mayor Winningham. Anyway, you can RSVP to watch this for free. So yeah, a lot of great.
You have to RSVP for this one. It feels like a real event that way.
Should we do that?
Like you're getting invited.
Do we need RSVPs? Do we need, really? Is that what we have to do? We have to have RSVPs?
Yeah.
Yes.
Should we have RSVPs for Live at 5 every day? Like, should we make all the six fans?
No, we're more inclusive. We're very inclusive. Everyone can.
Everybody can just come.
Hey. Thank you, Beth. Hey, Caitlin. Why don't you tell everyone about today's guest?
Gladly. Yes, you guys, we got Adrianna Hicks here with us today for another episode of Live at 5 Home Edition, live right here on Facebook and YouTube. You guys probably know her. She's been bringing Catherine of Aragon to life in Six the Musical since it landed in North America. She's done it. They did it in Shakespeare Festival. They did it ART. Now Broadway. She's previously been seen on Broadway in Aladdin and The Color Purple. She led the Color Purple tour as Celie. She's done a whole lot. You guys can follow her on social at Miss Adrianna Hicks. Leave all of your questions in the comments below. And please welcome Adrianna and Paul.
Hi.
Hello there, Adrianna.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Of course, so nice to meet you virtually.
Yes.
Virtually meet you. I feel like I probably would have met you really soon if all this hadn't happened, because you were right on. We've talked about this before. It was your opening night of Six.
Yeah.
Obviously, when the Broadway shutdown happened. So bummer. But how you doing? Let's sort of start with that. How was your day? What'd you do today? How's your day?
Thank you so much for asking. That's very kind of you. Today has been awesome. Actually, the weather outside is beautiful, and I just kind of started my day like I usually do, just trying to like work out my body a little bit, just so I can feel those endorphins and feel a little happier, and just give me something to do. Had a great little breakfast, and then I watched The Office, because who doesn't love The Office? That show has really, really been giving me life, and I'm so late to that show.
You're watching it for the first time?
I'm watching it for the first time. It's so weird. I was like, Adrianna, how could you have not watched this show? But yeah, I'm a late bloomer with that. So I started watching that and just getting my entire life. Spoke to my mom, my friends today, and it's just been really chill and really lovely.
Cool. And you said you're down in Atlanta.
I am with my brother right now. Mm-hmm.
Nice. Because when you said nice weather, I'm like, it's raining here.
Right. Yeah. Well, it's like nice and sunny and blooming out here. We got rain yesterday. It was just consuming, but it's nice today.
Cool. We got your rain from yesterday today.
Yeah.
Well, so you've been on a nice little Broadway journey, haven't you? Getting to your current spot, and this is definitely, you look at some people's careers, and it definitely feels like you see the opportunities sort of rise up, and this is sort of a great moment for you. Tell me, what was it like? And I guess you played Celie in the Color Purple tour, right?
Yeah.
Did you cover it on Broadway as well? Did you?
I did sort of. I was a swing on Broadway. It was an
Okay.
honor to be able to cover 7 of the 9 girls. The only parts that I didn't cover were Sophia and Shug Avery, and
Wow.
it was a beautiful experience. And that was my very first Broadway show. And just to be amongst just greatness, I'm still gushing over it every time.
Let's talk about some of the people you got to be in The Color Purple with. Go ahead.
I mean, the cute, really awesome Heather Headley. I mean, it's incredible. I remember getting to have the opportunity to just rehearse with her first.
Yeah.
And because I was a swing, so like when people were working, I was like, okay, we'll rehearse for her whenever she wants to come in. And there was a moment where she like looked at me because, she's in her Shug Avery mode. And I'm like, okay, I'll be your Celie for today. And I was like, it took everything in me to be like, Nala, like, just like, so, lovely Heather Headley. And also, I mean, Jennifer Hudson, Oscar winner, just Grammy went, just all around greatness. And I mean, rising star, like just phenomenal. Cynthia Erivo.
She rose, honey. She rose.
I mean, just and I just can't even. I have so many wonderful experiences with her and learning from her, and it was a great way to kind of start off my Broadway journey. Just being surrounded with these beautiful people, and also Jennifer Holliday. I mean, it's like everybody, dream girls. It's like
hello.
It's incredible. It was a beautiful experience.
Yeah, that's a good first gig, but being a swing is tough. I mean, was that hard? Was it hard for you? Which of all the roles you swung did you were you most? I mean, I guess Celia was sort of like that's the main. That's an exciting role to get to cover. That's sort of so that means you did like the church ladies and you did the you did everyone.
I did Squeak, Olivia, and Celia and Nettie. It was
amazing.
Great.
And then you got to take that amazing story on the road and make people cry in every city, basically.
Oh gosh, talk about it. That was great. And that was my first national tour as well, too. So it was just like, girl, go. I was like, I learned so much on that journey and met such beautiful people along the way. I was just really great.
So how did Six come into your life? We all heard about this show because it was in London, and I remember Jerry Mitchell started flipping out about it on social media. That was my first. Was my first exposure to Six. He was like, "Full out, Six." He was
very so cool. Yeah.
So there was a lot of anticipation to bring it here. What was your audition like? How did you get involved in it?
Oh, Six was this entire journey with Six has been something that I will never forget and really, really beautiful thus far. It started out, my agent was just like, hey, there's this amazing show that's happening in the West End called Six. They're trying to bring it to America and want to go in and audition for it. And I read the breakdown. I was like, oh, this is an awesome concept. And I was like, I love the history of the Tudors as much as I do of it, of Tudor. And the first day at the audition, I remember going into the audition room and, we're doing different routines to the numbers in the show. And then all of a sudden they're like, great, we're going to learn one more routine from Beyonce's Freakum Dress. When I tell you my heart, I flipped out because I've grown up watching Beyonce, from Destiny's Child to now and just seeing how she's evolved in the entertainment industry. And I was that girl that was literally in her bedroom, watching her very first solo concert live at Wembley, and learning all the dance moves. So it was cool to kind of go in there and be like, oh, girl, you've been practicing for this. So this is cool. Let's just have fun. And from there, we ended up flying out to Chicago. And it was another audition that felt like we were auditioning for a concert for Rihanna or something. It was so fun. The writers are so beautiful, Lucy and Toby, and just the creative team. And the rest is kind of history. I initially got called back for 3 of the queens. I got called back for Catherine of Aragon, Cleves, and Seymour, which was really, really cool to kind of dip into all 3 of those queens. It was really great. It's a cool experience.
Yeah. And I love your range. I love going from Celie to full pop star diva. The hair, the costumes, the draw. Oh wait, look, let's get some visuals. I mean, if you said, "Oh, she played Celie," and then she did that,
right? Full on from like no costumes, just went to like full on learning how to navigate in armor. It was a shift.
What is it like when you're in it? And it's a real tight show. What's the running time of 6?
It's like about 85 minutes long.
It's like an explosion, you know, and it just goes. Like you're in it. Do you feel like you're just like, and you're on stage and everyone's supporting everybody, and it's such a beautiful ensemble of women, and the band is women, and everybody has their moments. And what is it like being in it? And the audiences have been lit, right? I mean, like the audiences just go crazy. There's this huge fan base. What is it like when you're right up there in the moment?
It is really surreal. And every time that curtain opens and you hear just the energy of the audience, I'll never forget our very first preview that we had. It was just the preview in Chicago, very first time putting it on in front of a large audience.
Were you nervous?
Oh, nerves are not even, it's not even word. For the better word, I was ecstatic. I was like, all over the place, almost all the feelings except for like sad. Like it was every feeling. It was really, really incredible. But that I feel nervous. I feel excited to tell the story. And the audience just really captivates you, you know, because it's so much fun to like break the fourth wall as well in the show, and to be able to like look at people and they're kind of shocked. They're like, "Why are you looking at me?" Like, like no, this is not. Yeah. You're in for an experience. And every single night it's hard work. But we really give our all on stage every night. I'm so thankful. Yeah.
These are your ladies. That's your crew. That's your crew. You guys are all keeping in touch, right?
Yeah, we definitely are. We have our little group chat, and every now and then we're like, "Girl, checking in, how you doing?" And it's nice to see how everybody's kind of like just processing this time, you know, and we're just holding on to each other to hopefully come back and really give our opening night, you know, like, we're anticipating that. We're hoping for that.
We have an illustrator named Tug Rice who does these really fun cartoons of characters. I don't know if you saw this, but that's you.
Oh,
Just playing darts, not watching The Office. We should have drawn her watching The Office.
I mean, that's what she's doing. No, for real. Like for real, me dying, laughing,
getting a crush on Jim or something. That's what's happening now.
What a cutie, huh?
How'd you get exposed to theater? You grew up in Texas, is that right?
I did. I grew up in Texas. Theater for me, it started out kind of in my room. Like I didn't know what I was doing, but you know, I put on a movie and be like, "Hey girl, we're gonna act out Princess Jasmine today," and I would be so serious, like so in it. And I didn't really get introduced to theater until about like high school, when I found out about the International Thespian Society, and I was really a band girl because I started out playing the flute in the band, and it helped me.
Wow, cool.
Yeah, I've always been like musically inclined, and my mom's always sung, and it wasn't until high school that I started. And then college, I literally went to college thinking like, "Oh, well, girl, let's try this out." Because this is something that you always done naturally and you want to do it and you enjoy it. Went to school for it, had no idea. And then things just kind of took off from there.
What show did you do? Shows in high school?
Yes, I did. My very first show was Joseph and the Amazing Technicolor Dreamcoat.
Oh,
it was great. It was a lot of fun. I played a wife, and I also played the butler, which was fun. The butler and the baker's women, and it was really great. I remember, man, it's so funny looking back and getting like serious cases of nostalgia and being like, "Wow, girl, you had no idea how far this journey in musical theater was going to take you," but it's been a beautiful ride.
Yeah. Have you discovered over these years of falling in love with Broadway and musical theater, have you discovered any dream roles that you're really dying to do?
Yes. College was so cool. I went to the University of Oklahoma for musical theater, and they exposed me to so many things that I didn't even think that I would be able to do. And one of those roles was play Mrs. Lovett in Sweeney Todd. We didn't do the show, but there was literally like in our classes that we had, there were like an assignment, do a whole song, do all this. And to really dive into that character, I was like, I didn't even know that that was a part of me and that I could do something so outside the box. So I'm really thankful for my university, like exposing me to roles that are like, girl, you can do this. And so definitely her. Also like playing the witch or the baker's wife in Into the Woods. I would love to play those women. And also Aida, like I mean, there's a lot of roles. Aida to Alphaba, like I would really love to have that opportunity. So we'll see, you know.
Cool. I'm into it. There's a new Aida going out, you know.
I heard.
Okay.
Come on.
you know, and you got time to learn the score.
I got to look. Come on
now. Let's bring Caitlin back in and find out what the fans are asking.
They're all here. So a person on YouTube whose name is A Person wants to know, what was your reaction when you first heard 6 for the first time?
I lost it. That's a great question. Hello. That is an awesome question. When I first heard it, because like I said, my agent sent me the information and I was like, okay, I did my research a little bit, looked up the music, and I had a fit in my house. I was like, oh, this is really dope. I didn't even, I wasn't expecting that. Like you have the breakdown saying like, it's history. It's like about the 6 ex-wives and they all take on the persona of a pop queen. I was like, okay, like a pop icon. Cool. Had no idea it went to that level, and just seeing the little clips that I did of the beautiful women overseas. I lost it. It was really great.
And then do you immediately, once you get the role, do you immediately like go on Wikipedia and type Catherine of Aragon? Like, I mean,
sort of. Yes and no, because it was just like, okay, you're gonna portray these, because they gave like a breakdown of like ideas of these particular queens, and they're like, it's like a Beyonce or a Shakira or a J-Lo. And I'm like, oh, cool. So I know Beyonce, but do I need to like really, really study Catherine of Aragon? And I kind of did, because I, watched The Tudors before and just like kind of semi background knowledge about her. But yeah.
Cool.
Wow. So Sarah F on YouTube wants to know, what was your reaction when you found out that you got Catherine of Aragon?
Thank you, Sarah. Girl, I lost, like, I was done. Like I'm losing. Every reaction with 6 has been like, I'm crazy. Like, this is crazy. Catherine of Aragon, I was very, very excited. Like my imagination kind of went wild with like what this show was going to bring about, just hearing about the buzz and also just learning as I went along in the audition process, just how much of a big deal it was, as each step continued on. And I was excited to take on something that was a new form of musical theater that we really don't see right now. And these writers have like, they've taken on a new genre of musical theater. It's like, it's a concert, but it's not, but it's telling a story. It's like history, but then you're also taken away by like the lights and the costumes. I was really excited to dive into the project, and I just went head first. It was really great.
Amazing.
I love that. So going off of that, John Mulaney Stan on YouTube wants to know, who is the inspiration for your queen?
Awesome. Well, John, I have a lot of inspirations from my queen, but of course the main one, as I've talked about it before, is definitely Beyonce. I've loved watching her growing up and just how much she's grown, and also how her story is somewhat correlated with Catherine of Aragon herself. But I also really love how Catherine of Aragon takes on the flair of J-Lo as well. And even, I know this is kind of out of the box because I've worked with her, Jennifer Hudson. And I say that because every time that woman opens her mouth and she just does what she does, she literally shakes the room. And I felt like that was the essence of what Catherine of Aragon was, but she's also very gentle and very kind and like motherly. So I really look up to those women to help me, and also like women in my life, like one of my best friends, Christina, and also like my mom, just using all of these women and how they've inspired me to just be who Adrianna is, and also myself. I'm thankful to like bring Adrianna to the forefront with all of this inspiration, like backing me up. Yeah.
That's great. You're delightful, Adrianna.
I love it. This is so great. So I know you said that you kind of auditioned for a few of the queens, but Embry wants to know if you could play any other queen in the show, which one would you want to try?
Marie, that's a great question. Because it changes every time we perform.
Okay.
Each one of what I love about this show, let me just kind of start here. What I love about this show is that it is a beautiful representation of all the multifacets of women. Just how we are literally these beautiful, complex beings that are not just one-sided, but we have multiple colors, multiple things to show to the world. And it literally changes every night. One day I'm like, girl, I'm a Cleves, and I would love to like rock out and come in with that beat at the beginning. And then the next day it's like, oh, I'm definitely a Seymour. I would love to sing this song and just cry and just let out my emotions. And even a par, like it literally, it changes every time I step on the stage. And even myself, I'm like, girl, I'm loving Catherine today. Go ahead and hit that note. Like it really does change. But I am thankful that I get to fill the shoes of Catherine of Aragon. She's probably like one that ultimately fits me the most. But yeah, I don't have another one I would say all of them if I could.
What's the most interesting thing you've learned about the real woman that you played?
How strong she really was. I think that was kind of, I sometimes say whenever we do this show, I feel like the women are kind of looking down on us and being like, yes, girl, I couldn't. Oh, I'm so glad you're saying what I could not say. And like even the jargon that we use now, because we're in another century, we're in the 20th century. They're like, oh yeah, sorry, not sorry. What? Like, you know, like, duh, I would have never thought to think that. So when you ask that question, I think I've learned that you can have quiet strength. And Catherine of Aragon was definitely that woman. She was very smart, very aware of what her situation was, but she was able to go forward and move forward by the grace of her heart and the grace and love that she had for her people. And even her king, even though he was a jerk and he did not do her wrong. I mean, he did not do her right. Yeah, it was really awesome to discover as well, just the things that she went through and the fact that she was able to still hold on to her faith and hold on to like so much in the end, with like losing 5 children and trying to produce an heir and trying to bring what a country needed at that time in order to progress forward and to keep things the way that they were. Yeah, that if I were able to meet her, you know, I would just sit with her and we have a cute little coffee and just talk about like what it was like to be in that position of high and also be in love. Like she was literally in love at first. They started out that way. And then, you know, for selfish reasons, things come into the picture, but also to like at the end of her life, she was isolated in a place where she couldn't even see her baby and like what was going through at that time. Like she literally felt every single part of that journey. It was just a lot. It was really a lot.
Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah. Wow. All right. I think we can end on this. And a lot of people want to know, Yeet, Hiroma, Lauren, they all want to know all about the costumes because they said that these costumes are iconic. And if you have a favorite costume, which one is it?
Oh, awesome. You know, I am obsessed with the costumes. Like, applaud to Gabrielle. She is just
yeah, they're good. They're good.
I am obsessed with my costume. I really am, because at first it was like a love kind of hurt relationship that we had, because learning not hate, but just love, like, oh girl, we have to work it out, because you know, you literally have the silhouette of the costume and just already embodying like, I'm that woman. I'm coming in and I'm about to make a statement. And each woman has that with the essence of who they are. Each queen has that. But I really am in love with my costume and how it just embodies the full figure of a woman. And also just like the flare between like the spikes on the shoulders and also like, you know, just having the legs out. Cause I was so.
I just have to keep showing this photo. I love this photo so much.
I was so nervous at first, and I was like, "Oh, that's what I have to wear," because I've never, going from seaweed to other things, I've never had to have my legs out and like even my little boop boop out a little bit. I've never had to do that, and I was like, "Okay, cool. This is a new challenge for me," and also learning how to dance in that and like the structure of the skirt, and it literally is. She was really inspired by some amazing pop icons, but. Yeah, I'm obsessed with my costume, and I love her crown. I love her crown because it's literally like it's an embodiment of who she was. She just shined. She just, shone her light to the world as much as she could, regardless of what she was given and handed over to her. And yeah, I'm obsessed with her costume.
Well, that costume is in a bag right now, and we can't wait till it gets unzipped out of that bag, and we get to see you wearing it again. I'm bringing back in Beth and Caitlin. Beth's fan. I don't know if you knew this, but Beth's daughter is a super fan of Six. So.
She was sitting on my lap watching. She does have a question.
Oh, okay.
Oh, she does.
She does. But she's too shy to ask. She's dying for a Broadway cast album, so I'm just putting that out.
Oh, we are too. We're like, let's do this thing. Once things kind of clear out and we know what we're gonna do with the pandemic, it's like we really are hoping for that too. So hopefully we'll get that.
Yes.
If not, Beth, you're gonna have to teach Libby about bootlegs.
No. We're pro-union in this now.
Sorry, I said the B word. Sorry. Anyway, Adrianna, it was so nice to meet you. I can't wait to meet you in person one day. Yeah. And I hope you enjoy the rest of your time with your family, and we'll all see each other again on Broadway when it's safe to do that.
Yes.
So, have a great time, and we'll see you soon.
Yes, thank you guys so much. Take care.
All right, Caitlin, why don't you take us out?
Thank you guys so much for tuning in for another fun episode of Live at 5 Home Edition. You guys can follow us where we get your podcast by searching for #Live at 5 and hitting that subscribe button. Be sure to tune in next time when we round out the week with Mr. Brian Stokes Mitchell.